Okay, so this might be the most requested guide yet in the series. And I can see why, because Boba Fett, in my opinion, was the hardest hero to max. Yes, even tougher than Maul.
5 pounds of Adderall, dude. I swear.
As I was grinding him, I almost considered not making this guide. However, he does have strategies just like everyone else, and if you're willing to put in the work, you can get there. I endured the pain, and so can you. Just know that there will be some rough times in the road ahead. Now, Boba took me a 20-hour straight grind on triple XP to finish. This took a piece of my soul, but it also gave me a few insights on why people have so much trouble with him. See, in normal game modes, people use Boba's jetpack for evasion, angles, and traversal. As they should. It's by far one of his best features. But in terms of co-op, the enemy is a whole different breed. And I know the ones who have tried Boba in co-op know this perfectly. Being a hero, he is a priority target, and when you use your jetpack, you often expose yourself to multiple enemies who all have aimbot. When you play Boba in co-op, it becomes a different mode. It doesn't soften your edge like some other hero grinds do. It sharpens everything. It improves your survival skills, aim, and overall gamer sense. After the Boba grind, I found myself doing the unthinkable in Supremacy and GA because it honed my entire playstyle, and I have no doubt that if you come out the right end of this grind, it will hone yours too. But you can't just rush into the thick of things and get yourself killed. You have to think like the real Boba Fett. Well, you have to think like Legends Boba Fett, be 6 steps ahead of the enemy and free from moral constraints. If you're efficient and follow the tips in this video, it will almost feel like a normal hero grind. We'll be looking at 3 maps today for Boba. Luckily, they happen to be right next to each other in the map rotation of the Galactic Empire of Co-op. Those maps are Kessel, Mos Eisley, and Jabba's Palace. I'm doing Jabba's Palace first because I know you guys only ever watch half the video, so I'll save you guys the trouble of skipping. Then I'll be doing Kessel here and Mos Eisley here. Our star card setup for this guide is dependent on the map. So for Jabba's Palace, we're going with Born to Fly, Focalize, and Intense Barrage. I know, I feel the same as you do about Intense Barrage, but on maps like Jabba's Palace, this ability has its uses. When you look at the rest of the cards, nothing else helps us in damage-wise, and damage is the essence of XP. For Kessel and Mos Eisley, we'll sub out this card for Augmented Gear. Okay, before we jump into the palace, I want to let you guys know that you shouldn't be using his jetpack in open areas where the enemy can see you. It's essential that you mainly use it to recharge his barrage, because with the Born to Fly card, your abilities recharge quicker while you're in the air. And obviously you can use your jetpack in the open. Just make sure it isn't really close to enemies, because they can hit you pretty easily.
Have a job.
Holy moly.
Alright, so in Jabba's Palace, it's not imperative to keep the enemies at bay on the first phase, like some other heroes. He does just as well on phase 2, and even better on 4. Here's a really effective way of ending the match on the first phase. When the radar flashes red, wait about 2 seconds. Use your middle ability, and once 4 or 5 guys collect in the hallway, launch your barrage. Don't be too disappointed if you don't get the intense barrage bonus. On rare occasions, it doesn't work. Leave any remaining, and instead look to the leftmost hallway. If these guys are left unchecked, you'll eat a lot of damage. Get a few bursts in, then move back to Objective A. Every kill you get here will have bonus Objective Kill XP. And while you're here, your next barrage should be ready for the rest coming down the hallway, or the ones collecting at B. I do believe that after a few minutes, a capture at B is a good thing, because before the next phase, you can do this. Phase 2 is where Boba shines. He's able to get to all 3 entrances with great speed. Although on the topic of side entrances, it's good to hug the doorway because you get ragdolled by a Wookiee here or take a rocket to the teeth, and things will look pretty grim. The middle door is great. You've got an angle on the whole spawn, so don't stop shooting. You may think the platform above this hallway with the little windows is a good spot, but the enemies on the left and right of spawn can come up the stairs and rip out your goddamn spine. Going for upper torso and headshots is pretty key here, and as long as you're landing some shots, you can play aggressively. Remember to use your jetpack when you can, because more barrages equals more XP. Okay, let's talk phase 3. It's important to let them rush into A, and for you to stay fairly far away from the action. For both health's sake and rocket barrage's sake. It's a good idea to let them capture here for the last phase, but if it looks like your teammates are locking the place down, join the action. Phase 4. So, rocket barrage is great here. It's good to stay on this platform for both the angle and because standing in the middle of the opening as Boba is just stupid. Remember, the Wookiees have aimbot. You'll be able to use your jetpack frequently, so you'll have plenty of barrages to shoot into their spawn. When it's on cooldown, shred with your blaster. If you apply these tactics on Jabba's palace, things aren't too difficult. You definitely have to try hard though. Landing blaster shots is just as important as your abilities. On the first phase of Kessel, Boba Fett can be ripped apart if you jetpack in the open, so try to stick next to a fair amount of cover. You can let the rebels take the objective, the next couple are far better and sorta less dangerous. This is the reason I put up with Kessel. So Horde B on phase 2, and if they happen to capture, Horde objective A at phase 3. Try to barrage as they come around this corner, because that's right where they'll be the most bunched up, and where you'll be the most protected. Try to close out the match here, but if you and your team get to phase 4 anyway, chances are that the match will end very quickly. Mos Eisley, what isn't to love? It's Boba's playground. You get to jetpack all over, sniff the roses, smooch the mermaids. No, have you forgotten everything I've taught you? Use your jetpack in traversal terms sparingly, and use it in isolated pockets to regain your barrage. Be mindful of enemies at all times and keep your eyes peeled. Jump at every tiny sound, because there's a 99% chance that whatever it is, it wants to blow your fucking head off. So for starters, we'll want to set up camp at A. I know that the top of B is tempting because of cover, but he gets shot up here pretty easily. On objective 2, I've had good luck snaking around to B through here and just working my way from the outside inside. Scout out the enemies with a concussion and barrage accordingly. When trying to lock this area down, do so with relatively good cover. Now, when a new wave spawns, you can fly up and barrage right here. Afterwards, you'll have some time to thin the ranks to the left. Try to nest on the rooftops, because to get cover, all you need to do is back up. On phase 3, I like objective B because of its rooftop coverage. The enemies are fairly scattered here, so try to rely more on your blaster, and only come close when there are minimal rebels. This area is pretty easy to manage, just know that heroes usually spawn here. Be cautious. Alright, now put on your big boy shoes, load the harpoon, light that cigar, and give your wife one last French kiss, because it's time for phase 4. It is do or die, a true gauntlet of skill, gumption, and raw power. Or you can just fly up here and laser these kids. Or come to this window. And that is how you max out Boba Fett in 3 days, assuming you're not on XP multipliers. Boys, this is a grind, but hey, it's what lots of you asked for. So apparently my subscribers are masochists. It's not that bad. And if you love this character like so many people do, you'll have a max Boba in no time. Okay, I've got to head out soon, but before I do, I want to let you guys know how grateful I am of your support. The likes and comments are absolutely off their meds. It makes my day to see how these guides are helping you achieve that max status. And if I haven't gotten to your hero yet, deep ass apologies. Hopefully I will smash that video soon. Alright, get out of here. Have a fantastic day.